All right, Mr. Bedley here. We're going to be looking at our fourth grade social studies book. And today I'm going to teach you how to take notes from reading. And when you're reading informational text like this, when you're supposed to be learning something from it and you want to be able to go back and remember what you learned, this is how you take notes. And this is going to help you in a lot of areas. You really want to get this down. I mean, you're going to use this for a lot of years to come. How do you write a research paper? How do you write a report on something? Well, you're going to take notes first, and this is how you do that. So everybody needs to have their social studies book, obviously, and you need to have a piece of paper. I've got a piece of paper right here, and a pencil, something to write with. So after you put your name at the top, let's put a heading. It says, "How did early Europeans come to California?" You always want to read the titles and the headings because it's going to focus your learning. And so the main idea there is Europeans come to California. I'm going to abbreviate that. All right, now the first page says, set the scene. When people come to a place they have never seen, they often look around to learn more about it. In the 1500s, European countries wanted to learn about new places. Who were some of the first Europeans to come to the land that is now California? So you can see that in the last chapter we learned about the people that lived in California before other people came here, and that's what we're going to learn about here. Why would people come to this new land of California to them? People from Europe, people from Spain or France or England, places over across the Atlantic Ocean from North America. And so now that part doesn't really tell us anything. It just kind of focuses our learning and sets the stage. So we turn to page 38 and learn about Europeans come to California. Now, you have a timeline across the top of the page up here, and let's take a look at that first. They show you the Bering Strait, and that's the little area there between Russia and Alaska, and then it has the San Diego Bay pointed out on the map. Shows you in this inset out here on the side, has a circle showing you where that's located on the whole Earth. And then the timeline says in 1542, Juan Cabrillo lands in San Diego Bay. That's really close to us, San Diego. And then in 1579, Sir Francis Drake explores the California coast. And then in 1602, Sebastian Vizcaíno lands in Monterey Bay. And then if we flip over to the other side, it goes all the way to 1750, actually 1778, has a spot for you to fill in what happened in 1778. So now let's start reading here. It gives you an idea by looking at that timeline how long ago we're talking about. Europeans come to California. We already have that written on the top of our page. In the 1500s, we probably should put that down so we know what time period we're talking about here. So we write 1500s on your page. And you don't have to write nearly as big as I'm writing here. European countries began sending people across the Atlantic Ocean to explore North and South America. To explore means to travel to places in order to learn more about them. I don't think we have anything that we need to write down yet in order to remember what we've learned. You probably know what it means to explore, and we know that they're coming from Europe. In 1542, Spanish explorer Juan Cabrillo sailed north from what is now Mexico to find a route to Asia. He explored present-day San Diego, Cape San Martin, and San Miguel. Sailors, soldiers, and enslaved Africans went with him. The Spanish named this area Alta California, meaning Upper California. They often just called it California. So I think we need to take some notes on that. And that would be 1542. We have this guy by the name of Cabrillo. And he came from Mexico, right? And he explored the many different places that are up along the coast of California. So we'll say he explored coast. We know that they're coming to California, so I don't really even have to say coast. We might want to put San Diego because that's one of the big places that he explored. All right, and it also says that he had many people that came with him. Probably not super important in our notes. Many explorers came after Cabrillo. In 1579, English explorer Sir Francis Drake sailed north along California's coast. He found a small bay near present-day San Francisco and named the area Nova Albion. Albion, New Albion. Albion was an older name for the island of England. In 1602, Spanish explorer. Oh, so let's stop right there. So that's Drake, right? 1579. We have Drake, and what did he founded this area up by? He went up by San Francisco. So we're just going to put that down in our notes. So that's the main idea there. And then in 1602, Spanish explorer Sebastian Vizcaíno explored the area from present-day San Diego to present-day Monterey. He made maps of the coast that were used by other explorers until the late 1700s. So we're going to say, what year did he come in? 1602, and he was from Spain. So we're going to put Vizcaíno. He was from Spain, and he did from San Diego to Monterey, and he made maps that were used by explorers later on. That's the important thing there. Okay, hang on just one second here. I gotta plug in my power cord so we don't run out of energy. And then keep going. It says some explorers, last paragraph down here, some explorers came to this area from a different direction. Vitus Bering traveled northeast from Russia across the Pacific Ocean. In 1728, he found a water route between Russia and present-day Alaska. This passage was later named the Bering Strait. In the late 1700s and early 1800s, Russian traders took Bering's route to come to California from the north. And so as we looked at that map, if you look up at the top of the page, you can see that little water area there called Bering Strait, so people could come from the top of Russia, cut through there on a boat, and make it down to California. So this is all about Bering and the Russians. And let's put the date down first here. And, well, let's just put his name first, Bering. And we're going to say the Bering Strait was named after him. And he found that in Bering Strait in 1728. And then we had Russians that used that to later explore in the 1700s, 1800s. And that would be, let's put that, Russians came in the 1700s and 1800s. Okay, so that's our notes all on this whole first page here. Hopefully you get the idea at this point. There's only a little bit left to go on page 39. I want you to, the video is going to stop. Go ahead and start taking notes on page 39 and do your best on your own. Don't write too many words. As you can see here, I wrote hardly any words, and I just got the main idea of what I'm supposed to learn. Remember, the most important thing is that you're reading it for understanding. Do you know what it's talking about? Is it in your head? Once it's in your head, then you're set if you can put down a couple of keywords to remind you what was already in your head. Don't try to be just in a hurry to read it and stick down a couple of words that look nice from that paragraph. Really think about what the main idea is so that you're going to be able to look at your notes and remind yourself of that at a later time. All right, so thanks for watching.